At this time, I wasn't a junkie, so I had money. You know, I bought all the right stuff. I had the needles at home. I was good to go. I'm like, I want to see what this feels like. So she melts everything down, puts it in the spoon, does all that stuff. I'm sitting there watching her, and she's like, all right, you ready? She draws it up. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. You've seen the thumbnail and the title. Let's get right into it. So we're gonna talk about the first time that I shot dope into a vein. So really, the first and only time I've ever done it, but I have done it. And I wasn't even really hard on drugs at this time. This is a crazy story. This is before I got really back on drugs. But even when I got clean the first time, I was quick to just dabble in drugs. Like I felt like I could always have it under control, things like that, which is a lie that you tell yourself. So I had got to hanging out with this girl. I had got to hanging out with this girl that I met on Tinder. You know, believe it or not, at this point, at this time in my life, I had just divorced my wife, and I was going crazy. I guess you could call it a whole phase, whatever you want to call it, man. But I was smashing a bunch of different girls, hanging out with a bunch of different girls, and I happened to meet this stripper on Tinder, and you know I thought she was attractive, whatever, and so we set up a date. I go pick her up. I got the weekend off from work. I go pick her up. Everything's cool. And then we get to talking. Somehow or another, we get to talking about drugs. And I'm like, well, shit, can you find something? You know, I ain't got to work tomorrow. You know, I'm trying to turn up a little bit. I'm trying to have a good night. She's like, yeah. She says she can get an Opana. For those of you that don't know what an Opana is, it's a really strong opiate, kind of like an Oxycontin or something. An Opana 80, that's what she said. So she said, just give me let's go to the bank and give me $40. And because that's how much I paid for it, $40. Give me $40 and I'll go get us one. And for those of you that don't know, you know, I take steroids and things like that. So I had needles at home. And I was thinking, you know what? She got to talking about shooting up and things like that. And I'm like, you know what? I've never done it. This is how crazy I am, guys. I'm just an idiot. But I was like, I've never shot up, man. I kind of want to know what it's like. Everybody says it's all good and stuff. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go to since you know how to do it, I want you to hit me, but let's do it the right way. I want everything to be clean. I've got needles that we can bust out the pack, everything. She got me to stop at a pharmacy. We went and got rubbing alcohol and some things like that. I don't fully remember even what all she used, but she knew exactly what she was doing. So we go back to my house with all the equipment. You know, at this time I wasn't a junkie, so I had money. You know, I bought all the right stuff. I had the needles at home. I was good to go. I'm like, I want to see what this feels like. So she melts everything down, puts it in the spoon, does all that stuff. I'm sitting there watching her, and she's like, all right, you ready? She draws it up and draws just a little bit in the needle. And, you know, we're in the bathroom. And I'm like, oh, yeah, let's do it. And she hits me in my vein in this arm. I remember it was this arm. She hits me in the vein. No sooner than I watched the stuff leave the needle into my arm, I start immediately feeling it. I'm like, whoa. It was a wild feeling. I ended up realizing why people get so addicted to, you know, putting a needle in their arm, because you feel it so fast. It's like you're getting every bit of the high. It's just like it's an impact. You know, when you pop a pill, it's like a gradual thing. It don't just hit you all at once. When you shoot it, it hits you within, I mean, as soon as it goes in your bloodstream, you're feeling it. So I damn near fell off into the bathtub. And I was feeling great, you know, I was feeling great. We ended up continuing our night. And hold on though, I lied. It wasn't the first and only time. The next day, I got her to hit me again. And those were the two only times that I ever put a needle in my arm and shot anything. I've done a lot of drugs. I've overdosed 6 times in my life. I've done a bunch of drugs. But I had always told myself that I'm never gonna stick a needle in my arm. I always looked at that like junkie shit, and I'm not a junkie, right? I was a junkie before, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it matters whether you stick a needle in your arm or you're smoking it, popping it, whatever. junkies come in all different forms, man. So I wasn't no better than the next man. But for some reason, I felt like putting a needle in your arm is like the bottom. You can't get no lower than that. That was my mindset about it. So I was always really against putting a needle in my arm. So I would always do my drugs, pop it, smoke it, snort it, things like that, until that day. And I was just curious, and I got old girl to hit me. Felt great. I didn't get addicted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really. But the next morning, we finished the night, had a good night, whatever. The next morning, I was like, shit, man, go ahead and hit me again. Screw it. I want to start my day off right. So she hits me again. The second time she hits me, it wasn't as good. It's almost like it wasn't as powerful. But anyways, I ended up taking her home. I take her home, and that was the end of that. That was the end of that. I don't think I ever really hung out with her again after that. We would talk to each other on social media, but I never really hung out with her again after that. I thought it was a cool experience. Thank God that I didn't go further with it. Back then in my life, I wasn't really. I just thought I knew what I was doing, but that fentanyl got a hold of me. I got a lot of other videos on fentanyl. This video is not about fentanyl, but I got a lot of. If you want to hear my story on my fentanyl addiction, go back and look at my videos. I talk all about it. But that particular time was an Opana. It's an opiate, just like all of them. It's a strong one too. Not as strong as fentanyl, but it's up there for sure. Also, I want to talk about how I just hit 600 subscribers, man. Shout out to Out of Fear Gang for the interview that pushed me over the 600 subscriber mark. I'm growing fast. I want to thank each and every one of y'all that watch my content. I just want to thank y'all guys, man. I'm really having a lot of fun making this YouTube stuff for y'all and sharing my experience and helping people. I've decided to pretty much double down on the drug addiction niche, whatever you want to call it. I get a lot of fulfillment out of that. I do talk about my stories a lot, but a lot of my stories are related to drugs. So it's kind of, it goes hand in hand, and it's interesting to people. So I love doing that. I love doing it. I love telling my stories to you guys. I like that y'all listen. I love the little community that I'm building here. And yeah, we're going to take it as far as we can for sure. We're going to take it as far as we can for sure. Definitely take it as far as we can. The sky's the limit. I might have 10 million subs one day. Who knows? Who knows? And if I do, I'm going to be able to come back and look at this video and think, yep. But I'm looking at this like a long-term thing. It's something I enjoy doing. I don't even have to be making money doing it to do it. So when I do start making money, it's just going to be like that, extra. I'm not doing this for the money. Although making money will be a bonus. And when you help people, when you help people, a lot of times when you provide value in the world, a lot of times money comes with that when you're not even trying to make money. One thing about making money, people that try the hardest and seem to never really make it. But the people that focus on their passions and helping other people, more times than not, they run into money. So this isn't about money for me. This is about helping people first and foremost. And I just think it's awesome how I'm growing so fast. I think it's awesome how I'm growing so fast, and I can't say thank you enough to you guys. I feel like I'm gonna hit 1,000 soon. Pretty soon, and I've not had any viral moments. I've not had any viral moments at all. The most viral moment I've had is an old video that I posted. It ended up getting like 3,000 views, and it stopped out of nowhere. So that was the most viral moment I had. But other than that, it's just networking. I think when people discover my content, a lot of times they like it and they subscribe, which is awesome. So when I do go viral, if I do, I'm probably going to get a lot of more subscribers pouring in, and I can get my message out to more people. But I think it's awesome that I have 600 subscribers. That's crazy to me. When I just imagine 600 people, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. So I couldn't imagine standing on a stage and talking in front of 600 people. That's the way I look at it. But I wanted to add this little segment into the end of that story about the first time I shot dope. shallow pan or whatever. And I wanted to make a section of this video to thank you guys so much, man. It means the world to me. But I'm gonna end it right here, and I'll, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, peace out.